we're back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. Cardi B and her delusional ass is again receiving 150,000 lashes. She decided to go on a rant because she has been accused of using payola, which is probably true. Her song Outside, which she didn't write. It has, I think, like 7 to 9 writers on that one song. But that's neither here or there. Is going top 10 on the Hot 100. And she is clapping back at the fans who are accusing her of using payola.
But it's crazy when like people get on their fucking podcast and they hot breath mic. Like this shit made me want to punch a nigga fucking so bad. Like it almost made me want to cry. I am not the only artist in Atlantic Record. I haven't really been dropping music like that. And there has been artists that have been dropping music and have been doing better than me the past 2-3 years. And they haven't been able to go number one on Apple. Now, if my label is cheating and making people go number one on Apple, why are they not making them go number one on Apple? Fucking Instagram, I can literally not stop scrolling. Like every day I'm getting DMs from people they just follow like, yo, your song is going crazy. All these DJs and everything. Like it's like Enough was a record that we put a budget in. And when I'm talking about a budget in, I'm talking about look at the music video. We did a music video. We was doing interviews for it because it was gonna be one of the singles for my album. I was supposed to release my album last year, but I didn't release it because I'm not even gonna lie. I was ready to release album last year. Like I wanted to release the album, but last year I got very, very mentally depressed. Fast forward to this year, I'm overly ready. I'm actually very anxious. Like, it's like, oh my God, September cannot just come any fucking sooner. And y'all saw the week that Enough came out, I was doing so many interviews. Why did my label didn't make Enough go number one on Apple Music?
I think Cardi B is a little bit fucking slow. I think so. I think she got one brain cell. Here's my thing with Cardi B. Titanic Records as a whole is a flop. Okay? Bruno is keeping the lights on over there. Everybody else, Lizzo, Whack Harlow, flops. Maroon 5, flop. I mean, come on now. Ed Sheeran, flop. Okay? Bruno Mars is the only one that got any longevity over there. So stop acting like your label is the hottest label. Everybody know the hottest label right now is Universal and Republic. Sit down. Okay, Universal, they got Kung Fu Kenny, they got Champagne Thickums, probably not for long, but they got Champagne Thickums, Nicki, Taylor, Ariana. They got it over there. Okay? Titanic Records Wish. So don't act like there's a roster of A-list artists on Titanic Records. Please stop with the lies. Another thing is, girl, your conscience is eating you up. Okay, you talking about, oh, why didn't Enough get number one on Apple Music? Like, nobody cares that Outside is number one on Apple Music. It's not number one on the Hot 100. Okay, that's the charts that really matter. Y'all talking about Apple Music, Payola. It's not number one. It's not going number one on the Hot 100. Didn't Enough go top 10 and then nobody talks about that record? I don't understand. She bragging about Apple Music. Meanwhile, it's not a number one record. Nobody cares. Okay? When it's number one, like Super Freaky Girl did. Super Freaky Girl went number one without a music video. They don't want to talk about that though. Okay? You know, they want to talk about top 10s, but did it go number one? Now, moving on to Doja Cat. Is Doja Cat trying to get her lick back? Now, as we know, Doja Cat was spotted with actor Dane DeLegro, who is dating Olivia Wilde, by the way. But, you know, a lot of cheaters in the industry. But with that being said, he was on Stranger Things with Joseph Quinn, who Doja Cat did Manifest. And with that being said, a lot of fans are speculating that Doja Cat is getting her lick back by now dating a new man who was in the same field as your ex and was on the same show. Let me know how y'all feel about that. I feel like it's a little bit tacky. I think Doja Cat can't keep a man. Okay, no shade to Doja Cat. She can't keep a man to save her life. And I think that After a while, men do not want to be attached to Doja Cat because she has a terrible reputation. And to be quite honest, she seems unbearable. You know, no shade. It seems unbearable to be in a relationship with Doja Cat. She's always doing something weird on social media, getting into it with her fans. She be in the racist right chat rooms. Is very weird the way she moves when she doesn't really have to move like that. She chooses to. She's always in some sort of controversy. So I don't think nobody would ever really want to stay in a relationship with Doja Cat, and Doja Cat should just remain single while she's in the industry still. And I'll be honest with you, I think that Dane probably gonna hit it and quit it, just like Joseph Quinn did, and he's gonna move on to the next thing. And I think that Doja Cat should focus on her career. You dating around, but you don't even have no hit records out. Where's the album? You shouldn't even be dating right now. No shame. You need to focus on your album before RCA the colorist basically shows you like they did to Najee. No shade. Now, moving on to Botch Bitter and also stealing songs, Cardi B has been exposed. Let's take a listen.
Not gonna be able to tell me that even if it wasn't Cardi herself, somebody on that team heard the song. We outside now, some nigga, she ain't trying to listen. Yes, it is a common saying. Yes, niggas say niggas been outside. I'm not discrediting that. Outside niggas of a outside. But the coincidence for you to say outside and the beat sound the same, somebody heard it and was like, we outside now, some nigga, she ain't trying to listen. I could see where they was trying to go with this. Let's take it here.
So RZA Rain, I guess is an underground rapper artist, and she has a song called Outside, and Cardi B's team snatched it up and finna get a top 10 with it. But I feel like Cardi B has always been accused of taking people's songs because she don't write her own music. I remember there was a similar accusation to Hot Garbage and I believe Up. She always gets accused for basically taking somebody's record because, to be quite honest, she don't write any of her music. And I think it's time for Cardi B to get sued. Okay, bitch, you don't have a lick of talent. How you always get accused for taking somebody's record, but you want to brag about how you so talented. There's nothing talented about you and your raggedy ass coochie. Stop. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give Cardi B another 500,000 lashes. She's been getting lashes all week because she's just delusional and she has no talent and she's ruining hip hop. She needs to be kicked out. Okay, she needs to make Latin American music. Okay, you don't even need to be in hip hop. This is not your culture. I don't care what you say. And moving on from that, Cardi B performs, and fans are speculating that Cardi B is knocked up. Okay, yet again, because at the end of the day, she was looking a little bit chubby, no shade. And she's wearing those pregnancy skirts that she wore when she was pregnant with Flower. What's the child's name? Flower? The point of the matter is, when she had a baby last year, she was wearing them similar skirts, and she was looking a hot, stinking ass mess on that stage. She was looking a mess. People talk about Nicki Minaj's performances. Like, this girl cannot perform. She taking off her shoes, running around, barely can recite any of the words because she didn't write them. It was a mess. I was laughing. Oh my goodness, she looked a mess. She need to stop. She looks a mess. Now, moving on from that, Billboard predicts that Queen Bee Cowboy Carter Tour will challenge a $400 million finish, which means she would gross another $400 million after this tour, which would not be shocking. But fans also are hoping that for Act 3, instead of going on a rock tour, she would go on a tour with Kelly Rowland and Michelle, because fans are not happy that Kelly Rowland is opening up for Monica and Brandy on their tour. And fans feel as though Kelly Rowland shouldn't be doing that. She needs to do a tour with Beyonce and Michelle and do like a Destiny Child reunion tour for Act 3. That's what fans were saying on social media. Here's the thing. I don't think Beyonce needs to do a reunion tour with Michelle and Kelly. Is it Beyonce's fault that Kelly Rowland fell off? No. It might be Matthew Knowles' fault because allegedly he was sabotaging her behind the scenes. And Kelly Rowland's on Devil Nation. What is Camel Face doing for Kelly Rowland? Kelly Rowland is signed to Devil Nation, yet Camel Face don't help her. I wonder why. I think it's because he's not getting no coochie from Kelly Rowland, so of course he's not going to help her. Okay? He's not getting no coochie from Kelly Rowland, so of course he's not going to help her. Why did he sign Kelly Rowland? Maybe to sabotage her, I don't know. But the point of the matter is, if you're under Devil Nation, you should be able to do your own tour. Okay? Megan did her own solo tour. Well, it wasn't solo. She had Gorilla Glue open up. But she headlined her own tour last year. Why wasn't Kelly Rowland able to do that? Because y'all don't support Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland is a flop. So I don't think Beyonce needs to help Kelly Rowland. I think people got to understand Beyonce got her own career. Kelly Rowland got her own career too. She do Faboletics. You know, she performs at ballrooms and at cookouts. You know, Brandy and Monica are giving her a shot to perform it at an arena tour. She do Lifetime movies. So she still got a career as some sort of influencer, but that music career. Now, Scratch Off gets removed off another record. What the hell is going on? So the What the Hell remix dropped, which is Rob49's song. Jerry Herbo is on the record. I didn't listen to the remix, but Scratch Off, who has done her verse, is not on the song, and a lot of fans want to know why isn't she on the record. Yeah, so that was kind of trash to me, so I can see why he left it off. But a lot of fans are speculating that Rob49 basically didn't put Scratch Off on the official remix because he couldn't hit because she's sleeping with 21 Below Average. Now, Scratch Off has openly talked about how, you know, it's been hard for her to clear records, some records with male artists, or they won't give her features because she doesn't want to sleep with these rappers and give them any punani.
I'm saying they don't know how to keep it business, and then they want to like.
What do you mean by that?
So like, I don't care. Like, baby, I'm gonna just keep it 100. It's a feature on my album that it was difficult to clear, and they like trying to drop their nuts on me because I won't respond to a DM.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Is it and without saying the name, but is it artist or producer or somebody?
Artist.
Oh, wow.
Artist, yeah.
And they'll still be on the album?
Yeah, just because I love the song so much and I had to turn it in yesterday, so I didn't really have a choice. So I was like backed into a corner like bully. But I wish more females would speak up on stuff. I know like the labeling and stuff, they say, you know, don't do that, bad business, whatever. Man, these folks be trying to drop nuts on female rappers.
Then,
like, I'm not going to shut up about it.
So that's what Scratch Off said a few years ago. This was when 000, what was that album called? I think, 000 came out, the album. And with that being said, a lot of people were speculating that it was either Wayne or Kodak Trash, who were both on the album, that, you know, did not want to clear Scratch Off's song, okay? Because even if you do a record, you still got to get clearance from the artist that you're collaborating with to use their vocals. And it was because she wouldn't respond to a DM. She didn't want to sleep with them. And so she's been having issues in regards to that for years. But here's the thing with Scratch Off. Scratch Off, you know, do I sympathize with her? No, because she doesn't have the talent. You know, they would never try this with Nicki Minaj or Beyonce. Not saying that, you know, Scratch Off will ever be on that level. But It's all about talent. You know, eventually it has to go back to talent. And the thing about Scratch Out, she's just not a big enough artist. I think 000 did like 22,000 first week. I mean, come on, that went aluminum foil. You did all of that. You did all those interviews trying to put somebody on blast for the album to do plastic cups. Like, come on. That was stupid. But with that being said, you know, Nicki Minaj didn't have to go through that. Okay, Beyoncé didn't have to go through that, mostly because she was a gatekeeper. But when you have talent and star power, you don't have to sleep for features. You don't have to sleep with producers like some rappers do. I'm not going to mention no name, but Megan Thee Stallion, she would have to come to the front of the congregation only because Party did say in the Person diss record that you sleep with producers for beats, okay? She's not the only one, but I'm not going to say anybody else's name. But the point of the matter is, when you have the talent, you don't have to do that. Now, baby mama Holly has scared Doodle Garbage so badly that he doesn't want to have any more children, and he'd rather get a surrogate or use his sperm with some random egg to have another child. Let's take a listen.
Nigga like me, if I'm 29 or something like that, and I ain't got the time, I just go to that place, do my little 1-2, put my shit in the cup, take a little egg from somebody, throw it in another little body, cook that motherfucker up for 9 months. You know, you can do that type of shit when you got money. That'll alleviate a lot of shit. Ain't it that easy? Ain't that how you do it?
So Doodle Garbage is scared of having another situation that he has with Holly because he does not have full custody of Halo, and he has to go through the judge to get visitation rights for his own son because Holly has a restraining order against Doodle Garbage for domestic violence reasons. And she said basically in the court documents that Doodle Garbage was a deadbeat father that he does not provide financially. See, he always wants to be around, but he hasn't coughed up a coin. Here's my thing with Doodle Garbage. I feel like you still would have issues, even if you got a surrogate or a random female to have a child with. You still would be in the drama. You still would be in the mix, okay? There's always drama when it comes to you. You had drama when you was with Ruby Rose. You had drama when you was with Kennedy. You had drama with Holly. And you're going to have drama with India Love, okay? Let's be very clear. Doodle Garbage strikes me as a person that he likes drama. He likes confusion. He likes being in the mix. And he likes the clout that he gets from having all this drama, okay? Do I feel like he wanted his son being taken away from him? No. But I do think he enjoys the drama and the clout that he gets from being attached to Holly. So I'm not really falling for the sympathy train that he's trying to put on. Whoa, it's me. You know, I got to have a surrogate or go through somebody random and have another child. You shouldn't be having no more children, okay? Until you get it straightened out with this child, you should have no more children, okay? Y'all trying to tell him, oh, he needs to go have a child with somebody else. No, that's not going to stop anything, okay? You're going to go through the same thing, and it's going to be the same cycle. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Tyler Perry, Diddy, and Oprah on Patreon. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.